Good day, sir. Today we are going to explain the different level of roasting. Level of roasting. 1. Light pale or New England roast. The shelf life is 21 days. Then second, medium city or American roast. The shelf life is 14 days. Then the full high or Viennese roast, 10 days. Espresso or French Italian roast is 7 days. So we are going to explain the four types of coffee roast. First is light roast. The main characteristic of this light roast is light brown in color, not shiny, light body and no oil. The beans are quite dense, thick, difficult to split, not brittle. The flavor characteristic of this light roast, higher level of acidity than darker roast, toasted grain taste, delicately nuanced flavor and aroma. Likely to be sweet in flavor, retain most of the caffeine from the coffee bean. Common names: Light City, Half City, Cinnamon Roast, roasted just before the crack, New England. So the light roast are roasted for the least amount of time. Light roast beans generally reach an internal temperature of 356 Fahrenheit to 401 Fahrenheit right after the first crack occurs. The, bean, the beans tend to not have the oil on them because they haven't been roasted at the high enough temperature. So the longer our bean is roasted, more the heat pulls of the caffeine and the acidity. This means light roasts have the most caffeine by volume and the most acidity. But light roasts can have different taste profile because of the shortened roasting process prevents some chemical changes from occurs inside the bean. Origin flavor of the bean are more recognizable in light roast since the flavor that came from the roasting process often aren't prominent. The acidity in the light roast is often accompanied by the citrus or lemon tone which some people find pleasing to palate. So we're going to the second one, the medium roast. Main characteristic of this medium roast, medium brown shade, more body than the light roast and no oil, slightly more brittle, little smoother texture. Then the flavor characteristic of this medium roast, milder level of acidity, exhibiting more balanced flavor, aroma, and acidity, higher level of bitterness than light roast. Caffeine is somewhat decreased. Then the common name of this medium roast, regular roast, American roast, city roast, breakfast roast. Medium roast coffee, reach an internal temperature of 410 Fahrenheit to 428 Fahrenheit. This is after the first crack and just before the second one occurs. They have before the second they have the little bit more body than a light roast and this acidity. Medium roasts are what the average American coffee drinker is used to. These roasts are considered to have the balanced flavor. The acidity of the body of the medium roast can vary but are usually somewhere in the middle. Some some example of medium roast are house blend, breakfast roast, and American roast. Medium dark roast. The big characteristic of this medium dark roast is have a richer darker color with some oil, a little bit shiny, has a heavy body in comparison to the light or medium roast. Then the flavor characteristic of this roast is um, noticeable flavor and aroma, somewhat spicy in taste, milder acidity, like medium roast, um, lesser caffeine than the light or medium roast. So the common names of this medium dark roast is full city roast, roasted to the beginning of the second crop. After dinner roast, the dinner roast, medium dark coffee roast. So bean are roasted medium dark, reach an internal temperature of 437 Fahrenheit to 446 Fahrenheit. This is during or just after the second crop. This roast will also start showing the oil in the bean's surface because the temperature are high enough. These rolls are richer or fuller flavor, more body, and less acidity. Vienna roast and full city roast are some examples of a medium dark roast coffee blend. Then lastly, the dark roast. The main characteristic of this dark roast is dark shade of brown to black with lower density, retail, smooth in texture, upper shiny, oily. Then the flavor characteristic of this dark roast is low level of acidity, have a bitter and smoky or even burnt taste like the other one. Higher level of bitterness when compared to light or medium dark roast. Caffeine is substantially decreased. The common name of this dark roast is French roast, Italian roast, espresso roast, continental roast, New Orleans roast, Spanish roast. Dark roast. The roasting temperature for a dark roast is between 461 Fahrenheit to 482 Fahrenheit. There are visible oil on dark roast beans. Typically, you cannot taste any origin flavor in dark roast. Dark roasts have a sweeter flavor because of the sugars in the coffee. Coffee beans have time to caramelize. The longer roasting process helps it develop a richer flavor and full body, which often leads to it having a butter finish. They also have the least acidity of all coffee roasts. Dark roasts have this amount of caffeine because they are roasted the longest. So let's proceed to type of coffee grind. First one is extra coarse grind. Cold brewing like the Tully brewer. Coarse coffee grind most commonly used for French press coffee. And the second is coarse grind. French press cupping, medium coarse coffee grind used in specialty device like the coffee solo and Chemex brewer. And the third one is medium coarse grind. Coffee solo brewer, Chemex brewer, medium coarse coffee grind used specialty device like the Cafe Solo and Chemex brewer. In the fourth is fine grind. It uses espresso, stove, stove top, espresso mocha pot, ay, stove top, espresso mocha pot. Then the last one is extra fine grind. It uses Turkish coffee fabric, extra fine coffee grind used for Turkish coffee. Here's a trivia. Did you know the Philippines was the one of the world top producer of the coffee sometimes in 1800? It was the Spanish who first brought coffee to the country. The Philippines is one of the few countries that produce the four varieties of coffee: Arabica, Liberica, Robusta, and Excelsa.